So imagine this. You put in 50 hours of really hard work this week. You're exhausted, but then you open your paycheck and realize you were only paid for 40. Look, this happens to thousands of workers in Illinois every single year. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to break down exactly how you can navigate the Illinois Department of Labor to reclaim your stolen wages. Let's dive right in.
Whether you're missing hard-earned overtime, a final check, or a promised bonus, the frustration is pretty universal, right? It is a terrible feeling to work long hours, give it your absolute best, and then get a paycheck that falls short. This is an issue affecting countless workers across the state every single day. And I want to make one thing crystal clear right out of the gate here. In Illinois, all workers have a right to be paid for the work they perform, completely regardless of their immigration status. The law is here to protect you.
And the financial leverage you have here is actually massive. The stakes for employers who break these rules? Surprisingly high. In Illinois, employers who withhold your wages don't just owe you the missing money, they owe a penalty of 5% of that underpaid amount for every single month it goes unpaid. That 5% monthly penalty adds up incredibly fast, and it is specifically designed to discourage bad actors and put that missing money plus damages back into your pocket.
Okay, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Wage theft in Illinois. 2. Understanding your legal rights. 3. The 3-step filing process. 4. Timelines and next steps. And 5. Important tips and FAQs.
Part 1. Wage theft in Illinois. Let's start by defining the actual problem. Wage theft isn't always a boss just flat out refusing to pay you. Take a server whose boss automatically deducts 30 minutes for a meal break she never actually had time to take. That's wage theft. We're also talking about being asked to work off the clock before or after your shift, illegal pay deductions, unpaid overtime, or withheld tips. So the really crucial point is this. Even if you initially agreed to a flat salary just to avoid tracking overtime, well, if that arrangement drops your pay below minimum wage or denies you earned overtime, it might still be completely illegal. You literally cannot just sign your rights away.
Part 2. Understanding your legal rights. Before you even touch a claim form, there are 2 vital acronyms you really need to know. First up is the IWPCA, or the Illinois Wage Payment and Collection Act. This is the law that says your employer has to pay you on time, and it absolutely prohibits unauthorized deductions from your check. Second is the IMWL, or the Illinois Minimum Wage Law. This law guarantees a $15 an hour minimum wage for non-tipped workers as of 2025, and it mandates overtime pay for any time worked over 40 hours in a single week. These 2 laws, they're the absolute foundation of your rights.
Now, this specific legal precedent, Ashley v. I.M. Steele, highlights just how powerful those rights are. It says you do not have to prove that your boss was intentionally malicious or trying to defraud you to win your claim. You don't even have to prove that you formally demanded the money first. If they didn't pay you what you were owed, they violated the law, period. It is entirely about the math, not their intentions.
Part 3. The 3-step filing process.
It really boils down to a highly logical 3-step pathway. Step 1 is gathering your evidence. Step 2 is completing the official claim form accurately. And Step 3 is submitting it through the proper channels. So let's break each of these down so you know exactly what to do.
Step 1. Gather your documents. You're trying to build an undeniable paper trail here. Collect your pay stubs, W-2s, 1099s, timesheets, and any employment contracts. Print out emails or text messages discussing your pay. A really good best practice? Always keep a personal, physical logbook of your hours at home just in case your employer's digital system mysteriously malfunctions. But listen, here is the golden rule, bolded in red in the state's own instructions. Do not submit originals. Always make copies. And please protect your identity. Black out your social security number and bank routing information before you send anything in.
Step 2 is completing the form itself. The official Illinois Department of Labor claim form is broken into a few distinct parts. Everyone fills out the general information at the very top, but then you have a choice to make. Section 1 is specifically for general wage claims, things like unpaid vacation, bonuses, or illegal deductions under the IWPCA. Section 2, which is further down, is dedicated specifically to minimum wage and overtime violations under the IMWL. Just make sure you're filling out the right section for your specific situation.
Step 3. Submit your claim. The state highly recommends doing this online. To do that, you'll need to create a free Illinois ID account on their web portal, which essentially guides you safely through the whole process. You can also submit your completed PDF form via email or through standard mail to their Chicago office. Just a quick warning, though. The sources explicitly state that emailed, mailed, or faxed claims will experience much longer than normal wait times, so go digital if you possibly can.
But right before you hit submit, you need to understand a critical legal distinction. Under the IWPCA, you have to choose your path. You can file an administrative claim with the IDOL, which is a completely free state-guided process. Or you can file a civil lawsuit in court, which usually means hiring a private attorney and paying fees. You cannot do both at the same time for the same unpaid wages. The state process is definitely more accessible, but you absolutely must choose one lane and stick to it.
Part 4. Timelines and next steps.
Look, time plays a massive role in your success here. You must act quickly. To use the free idle administrative process we just talked about, you have to file your claim within exactly 1 year of when those wages were originally due. If you choose the civil lawsuit route, you generally have 3 years for minimum wage and overtime claims and up to 10 years for written contract or final paycheck disputes under the IWPCA. But honestly, don't wait. The longer you wait, the harder it is to prove your case.
Now, here's a brand new development you absolutely must be aware of. Due to a huge influx of filings, the IDOL rolled out a new triage pilot program in 2025. This means they are strictly screening claims right as they come in. If your dispute is purely about a complex contract interpretation or solely about a discretionary bonus, the state might actually reject your administrative claim and tell you to take it straight to civil or small claims court. So you want to ensure your claim is straightforward and clearly documented to easily pass this initial screening. If your claim does pass triage, the actual adjudicated framework begins. First, the IDOL sends a formal notice of claim to your employer, basically letting them know they are under investigation. Second, your employer is given a window of time to respond. They can either pay up or they can dispute your claims. Finally, based on the evidence from both of you, the IDOL will determine if there's enough evidence to schedule a formal hearing with an administrative judge.
Part 5. Important tips and FAQs.
Okay, we're in the final stretch. Let's clear up a few common fears and misconceptions that might be holding you back from filing. First and foremost, employer retaliation is strictly illegal. If they fire you, reduce your hours, or threaten you just for filing a wage claim, they are breaking the law and face separate, incredibly severe penalties. Second, if your boss tells you business is just slow so they can't make payroll, yeah, that is not a legal excuse. You must be paid for the hours you worked. Also, if your boss tries to claim you are an independent contractor just to avoid paying overtime, know that the state actually looks at your real job duties, not just your job title. And a quick pro tip, when filling out your form, use the Illinois Secretary of State website to verify your employer's exact legal corporate address. That just ensures the state's official notices actually reach them.
As we wrap things up today, I do need to provide a quick professional disclaimer. This explainer is designed for general, educational, and informational purposes only. It does not constitute formal legal advice. Every single employment situation is totally unique, so if your case involves really complex contracts, large sums of money, or severe retaliation, I highly recommend consulting with a qualified legal professional or a legal aid organization to get guidance that is tailored perfectly to you.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Do you feel ready to claim the wages you are legally owed? You have the tools, you understand the law, and you know the process. Do not let your hard work go unpaid. If you found this explainer helpful, or if you have your own experiences navigating this whole process, let us know in the comments below. Knowledge is absolutely power, especially when we share it with each other. Stay focused, stay informed, and we will see you in the next one.